So, who makes the better mixed grill? Is it the UK or is it America? Well, today I'm going to find out because I'm going to be trying both to see who's best. So let's start off first with the UK. So for the UK mixed grill, I decided to go to Beefeater. Now I've actually been here before to try out the breakfast, which I quite enjoyed. And I got the impression from being in there that they do some good grilled steaks and meats. So why not come back and try out the mixed grill? Let's head in and check it out. The inside is really big. You have a bar area on the right of the building and the restaurant area on the left, which is where I am right now. There's plenty of seating available, including booths if you fancy something a little more comfortable. The menu is a good size, presented in this book format. You have all the usual pub classics such as fish and chips, pie and mash, and even build your own burgers. There's a particularly big grill and steak section though, right in the middle, so I guess it might be their speciality. Either way, this is where I'll be ordering from today. And the meal I'll be getting is the mixed grill right there. Plus my usual glass of Diet Coke, which actually comes in a Coke glass. So here is the mixed grill. It looks pretty good. You have quite a few different items in this one, so let's have a closer look at what you get. You get 2 sausages. The colour of them is a little unusual as they're quite light in colour and maybe a bit dark under the skin. You get a grilled chicken breast that I think has been butterflied or flattened out a bit. You have a slice of grilled gammon, again with some good charring on it. A fried egg with a runny yolk. A grilled tomato and mushroom. A 4-ounce rump steak that's hiding under the egg. A couple of beer battered onion rings. Some rocket salad. And a portion of triple cooked chips. Let's dig in. I'm going to start off with one of the chips. Now it does say on the menu that you get triple cooked chips, but they don't really look like it to me, as triple cooked ones are normally a bit crispier. Let's give these a try and see how they are. It's a decent chip. There's not much of a crisp to the outside, so I don't think these are triple cooked, but that's just my opinion. The inside is soft and fluffy, and you do get a good potato flavour, so a decent chip. Let's move on to the onion rings. Now I'm a big fan of these and will always order them if I see them on the menu. I'm a little disappointed you only get 2, but let's try one out. Delicious. The batter on the outside is light and crispy. You can taste a slight beer flavour. You get a good oily fried flavour too. The onion on the inside is soft and sweet and has a slight crunch when you bite into it. Let's try out a sausage next. I think these are a bit of an unusual colour, as most of the sausages I've had recently have been a bit more darker brown. But I think it might be because they're oven cooked, so the whole sausage becomes brown. Either way, let's give these a try and see how they are. That's a nice sausage. There's a snap to the skin as soon as you bite into it. You get some of that char grilled taste. The inside is soft and juicy. You get a meaty and salty flavour. It's a good sausage. I'm going to try out the chicken next. It's a piece of chicken breast you get here, and sometimes these can be a bit dry, so it's going to be interesting to see what this one is like. Let's go in for a taste. Very nice. It's already been seasoned, as you can taste the salt and pepper flavour as soon as you bite into it. The inside is more juicy than I thought it would be. In fact, it's not dry at all. The salt really brings out the chicken flavour. It's a nice piece of chicken. The egg is up next, and I want to see if it has a runny yolk. It does indeed. Check that out. Lovely and runny in the middle. In fact, I think this is perfect for dipping a chip into. Now this is the best way to enjoy a chip. Delicious. Next up, I've got the grilled mushroom. It's a little bit floppy. Let's see how it tastes. That's not bad. You get a strong mushroom flavour, you taste the grill flavour too, and it's quite a juicy mushroom, which I think is perfect for going with the meats. Speaking of which, let's try out this gammon. You can see the nice grill marks on it. I've cut off a little piece with the fat too, just so I can experience all the flavour. Let's take a bite of this. Really nice. You get the salty, porky flavour as soon as you bite into it. It's already seasoned with salt and pepper. The texture is nice and meaty, and the fat just adds a bit of extra fatty goodness. I think I need to try out a few combo bites before I move on to the steak. So how about some gammon and eggs? A great combination. And then the classic chicken and mushroom. Now this I know is going to be great. The juicy mushroom is going to combine so well with the chicken. Let's do it. Delicious. And why not have a quick bite of sausage and chips? Another classic. Here it goes. Okay, I think it's time for the steak. So this is a 4-ounce rump steak, and I asked for it to be cooked medium rare. It does look a bit small, but then again, it's about half the size as you would normally get in a steak meal. I like the grill marks on it. Let's cut it in half and have a look at the meat in the middle. So I think that is perfectly cooked. Nice and pink in the middle. You can see the almost crust-like charring on the outside. I can't wait to dig into this. I've cut off a little piece to try out. I like the thickness of the steak too. Let's just eat it and see what it's like. That's a good steak. You get a great meaty texture as soon as you bite into it. It's soft and juicy, not dry at all. You get the flavour of the beef. The outside is slightly crisp. You get the flame grill flavour too. I think this is a well cooked steak. Let's go for the classic steak and chips combo bite. Delicious. Now I'm going to do something that I'm not sure if many people have ever done before, and that's go for a combo bite with all of the meats. So sausage, chicken, gammon and steak. Let's do it. It's not bad. And now for a proper combo bite with tomato, mushroom, chips and steak. I enjoy this meal a lot. I've not really had many mixed grills before. I usually just go for the steak meals or the other classics, but after this I think I'll be having a few more. It's basically a sampling platter where you get to try out a bit of everything, a kind of mini buffet, and what could be better than a mini buffet of meats. So that was a nice mixed grill in there. I particularly like the chicken and gammon, they were great. So the total cost of that meal was £22.28. Let's move on next to the American grill. For the American mixed grill, I decided to go to TGI Fridays. Now if you're not familiar with them, they're an American restaurant chain serving American cuisine with locations around the UK and the rest of the world. So what better place to go for an American mixed grill than here? This is a nice and fancy one with its name in lights. Let's head in and check it out. The inside of this place is big to say the least. There's got to be seating in here for well over 100 people. It feels really open and like a big hall due to there being not many pillars or beams. The decor is American diner in theme, and they even have a big wooden plaque of the whole of the USA. The menu is as big as the place is large. You have a lot of American classic foods like tacos, wings, burgers, grills, chicken and Tex-Mex. The section I'll be ordering from today is the Fridays grill section. And the meal I'm going for is the ultimate American grill. Plus my usual glass of Diet Coke, which also comes in a Coke glass. So here it is, the ultimate American grill. This is an absolutely massive plate of food. You get a lot of different items here, so let's have a closer look at what you get. Starting from the left, you get half a rack of pork ribs with some nice charring on them, a garlic and lemon grilled chicken breast, again with good charring. You have the 4-ounce rump steak that I asked for medium rare, a Cajun bacon chop. I'm not sure what the difference between that and a regular pork chop is, so we'll have to taste it and see. 3 really crispy looking onion rings, grilled mushroom and tomato, a portion of fries, a corn on the cob, and a chicken wing coated in Friday's legendary glaze. So there you have it, the ultimate American grill. Let's dig in. I'm going to start off with one of the fries. Now these look more like triple cooked fries than the ones at the UK grill. Let's go in for a bite and see how they taste. Really nice. They're nice and crispy on the outside. There's some sort of seasoning on them that's not just salt, so maybe some paprika or Cajun seasoning that adds a bit of peppery sweetness. The inside is soft and fluffy. A nice chip. Let's move on to the onion rings. They're one of my favourite things. You get 3 of them here and I can't wait to try them, so let's do it. Delicious. It's crispy on the outside, the onion in the middle is sweet and has a crunch. The batter, you can tell for sure, has some spices in there because it kind of tastes like the skin on a piece of KFC chicken. Speaking of which, let's move on to the chicken wing. So this is deep fried and coated in TGI Fridays legendary glaze. Let's see if it lives up to its credentials. It definitely does. The outside is crisp, you get a sweetness from the glaze, it's salty and peppery too. The chicken on the inside is soft and succulent, not dry at all. These are really good. Now this is something I want to try out, the Cajun bacon chop. I've had bacon before and I've had a pork chop before, but never a bacon chop. Could this be one of the great food pairings that not many people know about? Well, let's find out. I've cut off a little piece to try. You can see the charring on it. It does look a little bit pinker than a regular pork chop, but I'm not sure if that's just the lighting or if it's actually that way. Let's just go in for a taste of it and see. That's tasty. So I think this is like a normal pork chop but only saltier, like bacon. You can taste the Cajun seasoning in there too as soon as you bite into it. You get the charred flavour as well. I think it could be a little more succulent and juicy, but apart from that, a good pork chop. Let's move on to the garlic and lemon grilled chicken breast. Again, you have a nice charring on it. Now chicken breast is one of those meats that can be dry, so it's going to be interesting to see what this one is like. I've cut off a small piece. There's only one thing left to do, and that's eat it. Here it goes. That's a little too dry for my liking. You do get a good flavour from the outside, but the meat is a bit dry. I'm not sure if it's the cooking method, but it could do with a bit more moisture in there. And I think this is where the tomato comes in. I'm going to take a combo bite with the two and see how it goes. Now that's a lot better. Let's try out the grilled mushroom while we're at it. I like the colour of it and it feels like a meaty texture from putting my fork into it. Let's try it out. A nice mushroom. It's got that nice grilled flavour, it's juicy as you bite into it, and I think this is going to help massively in adding moisture to the meats. Next up is the half rack of ribs. These are one of my favourite cuts. The meat is always soft and tender. and I think that's from cooking the meat on the bone. Whenever you cook meat on the bone, it seems to be softer and tastier. I've cut off one of the ribs to try out. The meat looks amazing with the glaze on the outside glistening in the light. I can't wait to try this one. Let's do it. Delicious. The meat is lovely and soft. It just falls away from the bone. The glaze on the outside is sweet and salty. I think this and the chicken wing are my favourite meats so far. I want to try out a combo bite with the onion ring and rib meat. I've managed to cut a bit off. I've got the onion ring on there too. Let's eat it. Really nice. Right, it's time for the steak. So this is the 4-ounce flame grill steak. The grill marks look great as they've done on all of the meat so far. There may already be some seasoning on it, or it might just be from the other meats. I can't wait to try this one out. I've cut off a little piece. It's got a nice pink colour to the middle. Let's try it. A decent steak. I think it's more medium to well rather than the medium rare I asked for, but it does have a good meaty chew and beefy flavour. It could do with being a little more juicy though. I think having it cooked less would have helped with that, but a decent steak. Now I'm going to try something I did at the UK mixed grill, a combo bite with all the meats together. So this is rib, chicken wing, bacon chop, chicken breast and steak. Here it goes. I'm struggling. I don't think this should be attempted at home. Let's try out a more normal combo bite. So here I've got mushroom, chip, onion ring and steak. Now that's better. There's one more thing I haven't tried out yet. The corn on the cob. It's a pretty big piece you get here. Let's eat it. I like it. You get a sweet buttery corn flavour, so there's definitely butter already on it, and it's always a great side to have with grilled meats. So this was a pretty enjoyable meal to eat. There's a lot in this mixed grill, and you do really get a sample of the food they do in here. The combo bites are for sure where you get the best out of this meal. It was all heavily flavoured, so I'm glad I got a Coke to sweeten things up, which acted like a palate cleanser. But either way, I enjoyed it. So that was a nice mixed grill in there. I particularly liked the ribs and chicken wing. They were delicious. So the total cost of that meal was £33.35. So which was the better mixed grill? Comment down below which one you preferred. For me, I would say the UK mixed grill takes it. The American one was bigger and had more meat, but it was a lot more expensive. The meat on the UK one was a little bit more succulent and less dry too, so that's why they take it for me. Okay, if you like mixed grills, click on the thumbs up icon below and click on subscribe to come along for the next food journey, and I'll see you in the next one.